So today we're going to talk about the path of blood flow through the heart. So the first thing that you need to keep in mind when we're learning about blood flow through the heart is when we're looking at this nice heart diagram, it's kind of flipped from what we intuitively would like to think of it as. So if we're looking at this, your gut would probably tell you this is the left side over here, and this is the right, but we have to think of it as the patient is facing us. So if this person is facing us, then this is now their right side. So this blue part with these big blue blood vessels, that's their right side. And then this other part that's going to lead to this big red arch is going to be their left side. So keep that in mind as we're talking about the sides of the heart. We always talk about the anatomy of the heart as if the person is facing us. So kind of picture the heart in their chest, kind of mirror image of how we would have it in our own chest. So the first step of blood flow through the heart is going to be the blood coming into the heart itself. So we have deoxygenated blood coming in through these big blood vessels here, these nice big blue ones. This is your inferior vena cava and your superior vena cava. So these two great blood vessels are going to dump all of the blood into this top part of the right side of the heart, which we call the right atrium. So we have our right atrium here collecting our nice deoxygenated blood from the body. The blood is then going to travel down through the tricuspid valve, this little valve here. In this image, it's hard to tell, but there's actually three leaflets on that valve, making it tricuspid, and it's going to collect in the right ventricle. So our blood is now here in the right ventricle, still deoxygenated. Nice blue deoxygenated blood. The heart's going to pump and it's going to push the blood out through the pulmonic valve, this one here, which is connected to the pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery then takes blood away. Think artery begins with A, it's always taking blood away from the heart. So the pulmonary artery takes blood away from the heart and into the lungs, where it picks up all that nice oxygen. So the blood is going to travel through all the pulmonary circulation, pick up those nice hemoglobin molecules. We're going to have nice oxygenated blood, which is then going to return to the heart through the pulmonary veins, which are these nice blue double vessels, or nice orange rather, double vessels on each side. So these orange blood vessels are coming back from the lungs. They're going to bring nice oxygenated blood back into the left atrium, the top part of the heart, left atrium here on the patient's left. It's going to collect all that nice oxygenated blood. The blood is then going to travel down through the mitral valve, otherwise known as the bicuspid valve, and it's then going to collect in the left ventricle. This left ventricle is the really powerhouse pumping part of the heart. This is the strongest part of the heart muscle. And this left ventricle is where all that nice blood's going to collect. When the heart pumps, it's going to pump the blood out through the aortic valve, this one here, which is connected to the aorta, which is the biggest artery in the body. This aorta artery is going to take blood away from the heart and back to the body. So a couple things to remember just to kind of help with the circulation. Veins are always bringing blood back to the heart. So this superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, think vena, vein, they're bringing blood back to the heart. Same thing with these pulmonic veins. Pulmonary veins are bringing blood back to the heart, whereas arteries are always taking blood away from the heart. So our pulmonary artery here is taking blood into the lungs, away from the heart. Same thing with our aorta. Aorta, A for away, taking blood away from the heart and out to the body. Another little tip to remember when we're thinking about blood flow through the heart, if you're trying to remember which side the tricuspid valve is on and which side the mitral valve is on, I was always taught to think of it like riding a bike. You have to ride a tricycle before you could ride a bicycle. The blood's going to go through the tricuspid valve here on the right side of the heart, going to go through that pulmonary circulation before it goes through the bicuspid valve or the mitral valve over here on the left side of the heart. So just think tricycle before bicycle, and that's how you'll remember that the tricuspid valve is going to be on the right side of the heart, and the mitral valve, also known as the bicuspid valve, is going to be on the left side of the heart.